This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome everyone. I, Professor Pooja Wadhwa of Matrushri Kashiben Motilal Patel Senior College of Commerce and Science, welcome you all for today's webinar on Get Ready for Banking. As to make students aware of different exams conducted to secure job in banks. And today we have a very young and talented resource person, Mr. Anil Kasar. Anil sir has completed BBI and MCom in management. He is working currently with Eclerx Services Limited as Financial Analyst. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Over to you. Thank you. Anil sir, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Just give me a second.
Till then
Okay.
you just introduce yourself. There is some technical
Yeah.
issue we are solving in a while.
Okay. No worries. Good afternoon, everyone, guys. It's COVID-19 lockdown. Everyone is locked up in the lockdown. I hope everyone is in the home and not going outside unnecessarily. That is better for everyone. So, okay. So, as ma'am has already introduced me, that I'm 2017 passed out in BBI and currently I'm working in Eclerx Service Limited. So today's topic that we have got is get ready for banking exams. Okay, I'm able audible, right, everyone too?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I can go ahead. So that today's topic is for banking sector. Many of are from BBI, BAF. I can see are in attendance. There are many from BCom as well. So today we will be starting with our session with some overview about the banking sector, and the next part will be what banking exams are. Like everyone tells that you need to clear the bank exams are important to get in the public sector. So we will be more focusing on the part that is the banking exam, what banking exams are, how these exams are conducted, and what are the, I mean, like how you can prepare for this exam, how can you give a startup to start this career in the banking. So many of us are not aware when you're in college that how we can start the exams preparation, and also this is basically it will create a base to kickstart your career in a banking sector. This is more what session is will be, and we will be after that we will be ending our session with question and answer. So make sure if you have any doubts, note it down. You can ask me later. So let me see. I'm just opening the PPT. Give me a second. Just a minute. I'm just checking if I'm able to share my screen.
Anil sir, you'll be sharing your screen in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah, I got the access.
Yeah. Yes, you can share it now.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, Anil, sir. Your screen is visible and you're audible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. So before we start, so like as I told you, we will be having a look on the what banking sectors currently in our country. As you can see, there is a huge increase in the demand for the banking sector. Like we see why there is an increase. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So
No, sir, it's okay.
next point is growth opportunities and no promotion limits. So basically, when you enter in the bank, even if you entered as a clerk, you have internal job like growth map over there. So like when you complete a specified period of time, say for 1 year, 2 year, you will get the promotion opportunities internally, which is not available to the outsider of the firm, like other if anyone outside bank always give preference to their internal employees rather than external. When they after they like when they promote internal employees, they after release their notification that we need this much employees for this post. So if you entered in the bank, you will have no like there is no limits. You can getting growth. If you are like working as a clerk, you will get promoted to PO, and after PO that there is a huge hierarchy like assistant manager, branch manager, chief manager. So it keeps on going. So there is no promotion limits. So you can growth of very growth much a lot in that sector. High regards, as you are very well aware that banking job is treated as a high regards job. Like people give respect when like they say like this is working in a bank or this is working in bank. He is a PO, he is a manager. So there is a high regards. There is a good profile in the society for the bankers and for the bankers. And the next point is job security, of course. Like as you can see in the COVID-19, almost most of the people are jobless, and many of them are working from home. But when it comes to banking sector, it's still working. Many of the employees are going to their job. So there is a job security, one of the main important point you can say for which many of the candidates apply for the bank exams. Next is overall skill development. Overall skill development is like when you see in the banking, there are many counters like cash counter, loan department. There are various separate departments over there. You can see one people is not in one particular counter only. They keep switching their positions because bank always make sure that one employee has the ability to handle all the departments, so they keep switching. And they also keep like seminars attend. They also have so many various seminars in the public to promote their bank and their products. So you will get the opportunity to improve your overall skill development. That's the one of the benefit from the banking sector. Job satisfaction, of course, you are many of the people are in banking and insurance. You have your dream like want to work in the job. So banking job is a very good job. It's not that much pressurized as compared to the private sector, so it's a good job. And the next, leaves and holidays. Of course, if you compare banking sector with MNCs, then you will see a huge difference. Like in banking sector, you will get Indian holidays, and there are a lot of leaves will be provided. Whereas there are more leaves and holidays in when you compare this with the private sector. So these are the some. If you think, then there are lots of benefits for joining the banking sector. These are the some I have highlighted. So next, moving on, we have heard about the term IBPS exam, but what exactly IBPS is? So we are going to have a look on what is IBPS. So moving on, the IBPS is basically Institute of Banking Personnel Selection. So what happen is for all public sector banks, the exams are not conducted separately. These are conducted by the IBPS. IBPS is the institute who conduct these all the exams like the clerk, PO exams, and SO is a specialist officer. So all the exams for the banking sector, for the public sector banks are covered and managed by the IBPS. It's an institute of banking personnel selection, is the exam conducting body who conducts the exam for PO and clerk and SO sports. So for the PO and clerk, the criteria is almost same, only the age is different. And IBPS SO is completely at different level. SO is specialist officer. For IBPS SO, we need a particular like you say degrees and higher education we needed, and also the experience is required to get the job for the post of specialist officer. So we will be more focusing on IBPS PO and clerk. So what happened in IBPS is they have mainly two exams. First is preliminary and the second is mains. If you clear the preliminary, you will get you will need to give the exam for the mains. So these are the main two. For the IBPS clerk, there are only preliminary and mains. If you clear the mains, you will be shortlisted for the bank as a on a clerk post. For the PO, we have one more step, that is the interview one. So prelims, after that mains, after that interview, and after that the candidates are shortlisted as per the cutoff in the market. Now, what is the eligibility criteria to give these banking exams? So, for the eligibility criteria, we have anyone who has a degree 12 plus 3 can give the exam. That's what we needed, and it is not limited to like only commerce students can give. No, science students as well as art students, anyone can give the exams, but only condition you must have a degree. And when nationality, of course, everyone, most of them are Indian only. And age limit, for the age limit should be 20, should not be 20, less than 20 years. It should be more than 20 and less than 30. So you can see you have, like, it's a good range of years that they have provided. You can give the exam at the age of 27, 29, even also you can give the exam. There is no restrictions. You just need a degree, and that educational qualification, I told you, you just need a degree. For the clerk exam, for the clerk post, we have minimum age should be 20, maximum should be 28. And for the post of IBPS PO, PO is probationary officer, which is upper than the clerk post, has the minimum age is 20 and the maximum is 30. For the PO, there is 2 more years extension we have. For the clerk, only 28. That's only the difference that we have for this age criteria. So moving on. So what are the types of exams that we see? So basically IBPS Clerk, IBPS PO. Now SBI is the only bank that keeps their selection criteria. I mean, they keep their exams different. They don't come under by IBPS. It is not managed by IBPS. SBI has huge their own. They have own recruitment process. They conduct on their own and they select on their own. So there is a different exams for the SBI only. All other public sector banks are covered under IBPS. RBI assistant, you can give the exam. IBPS clerk, you can give, these are eligible. IDBI also conduct their exam differently. NABARD is our national agriculture, so that's the regional rural banks, mostly it is covered. In this, regional rural banks are covered. Bank of Baroda, Manipal University. We will cover Manipal University separately in coming slides. Syndicate Bank Manipal is the same. Canara Bank is also conduct their exam separately. So basically, these are variations of the exam that you see. But but most of the exams syllabus are remains same. There is no huge difference in that. Moving toward the what is the exact process of the exams. I have just taken one example for that is the IBPS Clerk 2019. 2020 notification are not yet released. That is still pending due to COVID-19 outbreak. So if you see, when notification released, they mention the participant organizations. So like you can see here, Allahabad Bank, Canara Bank, Central Bank of India, Corporation Bank. These are the public sector banks which are in need for their employees, like they need some candidates for their bank or for their branches. So they mention for which banks there is a vacancies and they will be conducting the exams. Now when it comes to process, what happened is first notification got released. In notification they mention that first you need to register yourself for the exam, like whatever online registration is there. So there is a particular date which is mentioned for every exams. So here you can see it was 79 to 910. This was the date they have fixed to register. So in that period you can register yourself. All the any links for the same is provided in the app, that PDF, that notification that they release. So when they release notification, there is a basically PDF in which everything is mentioned. How many banks are there, what are the dates, how much vacancies that they have, and when will be the selection, what is the selection criteria, and what is the procedure of the exam, like what are the subjects will be there, what is the marks will be, and how much numbers will be given. Like everything is mentioned in the PDF. After the notification get released, you need to register yourself. Once you registered, your online registration number and password will be generated. After that, the call letter is basically admit card that is released after, that will be released before the, like you can say 10-15 days prior that is released. And they also release that the admit card is released, please download it. So you need to download that. For that also they mention the dates, like here you can see they have download of call letter for pre-training. No, not pre-training. Training is also given to the SC/ST cards, but that is not much effective. Download for call letter for online examination, November 2019. They release their notification on regular basis as soon as they get the update. So once you get the notification that admit cards are released, you need to download it, and on the exam day, the or whatever in admit card it is mentioned that which location is I mean which center you have got. Mostly in Mumbai I have seen Thane and Kurla side also we have some their locations they conduct mostly exams. They are specifically fixed. So after the online examinations are held, after that results will declare within 1 month. They declare the result online, and in that result you will see whether you have cleared or not, and whatever the cutoffs are there, and everything is mentioned. If you have cleared the prelims, you will be qualified for the mains, and the other dates will be they release their notification accordingly. So once you clear mains as well, you will be given the post that they will allocate which branch in which will be working. Everything is the document process will be done after that. This is how a normal process goes for the IBPS clerk. For IBPS PO also the same criteria. Only after mains you will need to give the group discussion and interviews. After that the procedure is same. Moving towards, I have one pattern. That is, this is pattern I have got for the IBPS clerk, or you can say it's same for SBI clerk as well. So basic normal structure, what are the subjects that we need to cover? There are mainly four subjects. One is maths. Maths is first. Second is English. Third is logical reasoning. There will be some reasoning ability questions. And the fourth is general knowledge, about general knowledge as well as the financial awareness that you have. So in prelims, you can see on the screen that there are three sections. First is English, numerical ability is maths, and third is reasoning. So number of questions that we have for the clerk post is 30 questions for English, 35 and 35 for reasoning and numerical. Basically 100 questions, 100 marks will be given. And the time is only 1 hour for most of the, like for any clerk post. If you talk about any clerk post, either it will be SBI clerk, it's IBPS clerk or IDBI, anything. The time will be 1 hour for 100 questions and 20 minutes for each section. If you start, your section will be start with English section, and you have to solve those 30 questions in 20 minutes only. Once the 20 minutes are end, that section will be automatically locked. You will be not be able to access to that section again. It will be move on to the second section, that is numerical ability. Again that section will be closed after 20 minutes. So this is how they have mentioned, they have separated time. Actually, 1.5 year back this was not like this. Actually, 1.5 year back the scenario was like you will get 1 hour and you have to cover that as you want. Like if you want 30 minutes to solve English, you can take. But due to the competition has increased, they have made this more critical that in 20 minutes you have to solve all the questions of that particular section. This is the preliminary examination. When it comes to mains, in mains there are questions are increased, and the level of you can say difficulty is also increased in the mains. We can see in mains there is a one more section added, that is the general financial awareness. Mostly they ask the question, most of the questions are previously 6 months, on the basis of 6 months ka data, like whatever happened in our economic in last 6 months and banking sector. Usually they ask questions on that. In the section, in this general section, this consists of 50 questions, 50 marks, and you have got only 35 minutes. And the next parts are English, reasoning. In reasoning they have added computer aptitude, basic questions about the computer will be asked, that is added in this. And quantitative aptitude is again same, it is maths. So you can see for English there is a 40 questions you have to solve for the 40 marks, and 35 minutes will be there. Reasoning and computer aptitude, there are 50 questions, marks are 60 marks. Because of computer is added, there is a different marks are given. So for that you have 45 minutes. And last, no, last is quantitative aptitude. This is for 50 questions, 50 marks, and you got 45 minutes only. So overall, if you see, it's a 160 minutes. So in 160 minutes you have to cover 190 questions. It is like very difficult to, like more you practice in banking
Hello.
exam. The yes,
Yes.
I'm not okay. Hello.
Anil, so you
Amen.
can go ahead.
Okay. So this is how, like in banking
Ma'am, I
sector,
will be.
the key
Uh,
is the practice,
uh,
patience. The more you
good
practice,
evening,
the
ma'am.
more patience you need. The more you practice, the more you master, because it's like you can see number of questions is 30 and you have given only 20 minutes. In 20 minutes 30 questions, not even a single minute you have for one question. So this is the speed that you need. You can imagine from here what kind of like criticality they have made in the exams. So to identify, because the competition is very huge and lots of students appear for the exam, so you need to more and more practice yourself and get better into the subjects. So this is how the pattern for IBPS or any clerk's exam. Next, I got the exam pattern PO. The PO, the pattern is same. Who is not on mute? Okay, it's clear. So for the PO, the pattern for prelims is almost same. The only difference they have made in the mains examination, if you see in main examination, the last fifth number is English language, letter writing, and essay. This was the one which they have added. Data analysis, the fourth point, data analysis interpretation is same as maths. They just changed the name. English is same again. Reasoning, general, banking awareness, that is the same. So you got here 3 hours total for this all the sections. Here also we can see.
Anil sir,
Yes.
Anil sir, just wait a minute.
Yeah.
Gaurav, Gaurav Harya, I request you to mute yourself. All the participants, please do not unmute yourself during the webinar. Gaurav, please mute yourself. Anil sir, you can continue.
Yeah. So for the one more section here added for the PO, as PO is the post which is higher than a clerk, they need more talented candidates for their bank. So they have added interview as well as this English language section, where you need to, they will give you two questions, and after which you need to letter one, you need to choose and write the letter, and one more is essay writing. There will be maximum 25 marks for these two questions. And this is the 30 minutes you got for this letter writing as well as essay. Everything will be or everything is computer based test. So this is how we got the pattern for PO. Only difference is the here, if you talk about the IPS clerk, the criticality of the question, the difficultiness is more as compared to clerk one, because the post is also like that. So this is how we got the PO pattern. Moving towards now, let's talk about the vacancies. I actually didn't get 2020 data because it is not yet released. They have just postponed due to the COVID-19 outbreak. So I got data for IBPS Clerk 2019 vacancies. If you see, it has, they release like this notification, like the bank name and how much requirement they have. I specifically took the data for state of Maharashtra, as you are from Maharashtra. If we talk about the overall vacancies, then just let me see. There is a, you if you see the overall number will be around like thousands in thousands. But when we talk about the particular state, then it is very less. Like in IBS Clerk 2019, this is the 19 data. Overall vacancies in our country are 12,075. Now, out of that, how much Maharashtra state needed is total 1,257. So we will be specific with Maharashtra. Now you can see here for Allahabad Bank, for SC category there are 3 candidates needed. For general there are only 10. So this is how they given the breakdown. Bank of Baroda NR is not required, or they have not reported basically. It means they have not stated anything that they need vacancies for them. So that is why it's NR. So total, if you see, these are all banks which needed. The general is general category. If you see, there are 672 vacancies in Maharashtra for IBPS Clerk 2019, and for the 600, or you can say total, you can take total including the other categories as well, it's 1,257. And guess what, how much candidates are apply for the exam? Lakhs of students apply. Lakhs of, that's a huge number of students who apply for the exams, and out of which, after all exams has finished, only get selected only 1,257. So this kind of competition we have, and that's why they one thing I observed, that nowadays their bank exams are like getting more difficult. They are increasing the difficultiness of the questions as compared to previous last 2 3 years, because of, like, you can see only 1257 candidates are required and applications are received, those are numbers in lakhs, which is a huge difference. So that is why they are like getting more difficult and cutoffs are increasing. And another thing is that it is not only applicable to the like you can say Maharashtra, sorry, not only applicable to the commerce students. It is applicable to like anyone can apply, even from science students or art students they can apply. So more competition we can see in banking sector. That is why it is like many students start their studies and they give one exam, two exam, they fail and they just leave that. It requires a lot of patience. It's not like you give the exam 1 2 3 attempt, you should be clear. No, it doesn't work like that. You should be more patience and more practice you needed. Now moving towards vacancies of IBPS PO. Now here the twist is that they never mention or they never declare the vacancies state-wise. They give overall notification for the whole like country, for India, for overall nation level in short. So nation level in India for 2019, how much vacancy we got? It's 4336 only. And when you see for the unreserved category, that is 2031. And what are the banks that are required? The list is mentioned. So for the PO as well, the vacancies are less, but the competition is very high, which is creating a lot of difficultiness to crack the exam. But if you study focusively and have your strategies properly maintained and continuous focus, hard work, definitely going to achieve this kind of exams. That's not a big deal. Nothing is impossible. So for the IBPS, this is 2019 data. I got some fresh data for SBI. As I told you, SBI have their exams separately. So luckily I got 2020 ka data. They have released, but as of now the exams are postponed. For Maharashtra, you can see the overall vacancy are like 865. The Maharashtra Goa is they kept as different. Maharashtra Mumbai Metro, the language is Marathi. For general category, we have 384. So overall, like you can see in how much competition will be there, how many candidates are out in the market, and how much the bank needs. So you can imagine the level of competence and how much preparation you need. Moving towards to the IBPS SBI PO 2019. For the 2019 SBI, there are total vacancies of 2000 only. This is actually again SBI PO also they released their notification. I mean they didn't specify like how for this state this much required. They just released on national level. So for national level, if you see there are 2000 vacancies for SBI PO, and the general category we got unreserved category is 810. It's all over the country. That's the static data that I have got. So moving towards, as I said, what is Manipal University? Many of have heard what is Manipal University is. So we will having a look on the Manipal University as well. So I got some questions and answer like, so where Manipal University, like many banks, what happen is they need the well trained employees. Manipal University only is for IBP, this is for PO post only, probationary officer, who is some at level of manager level. So they need a well-trained employees for their banks for more efficiency, and that is why the concept of Manipal University is there. This university is located in Bangalore, and what course does Manipal School offers is they give the degree of postgraduate diploma in banking and finance, PGDBF. Many of you have heard this. So and only this and this is not for every bank. Most of the banks that I have seen is ICICI Bank, IDBI Bank, Syndicate Bank, and Andhra Bank, and the Bank of Baroda also. So these are the five banks who usually release their notifications for the Manipal University. What happened is you will have to give the exams for this as well. As I told you, this is not like you directly go and ask for the admission. No, it is not like that. What happened for this also, you have to give the exams. The first step is same as for bank PO. So after you exam cracked, there will be interview. After you crack the interview, you will get the admission to the Manipal University. And when you enter in the Manipal University, there will be training provided to you on the banking sector, like how it goes. So there are some, you will definitely get a job if you have cleared that degree. When will you be in the university, you will have to, there are semesters, and you have to clear those semesters. If you clear the semester successfully, you will definitely get a job as a PO in bank. Now, will the bank pay my fee amount, or I have to pay? Now there is a fee for this course. Of course, you are getting a degree, that postgraduate diploma in banking finance. The course fees is 3.45 lakhs, like around, you can say, 4 lakhs, which includes boarding, lodging, and other fees as well. Everything is included in this fee. Now many of the banks offer the loans for this. Like if you have cleared the exams, then bank will definitely, if you have cleared Bank of Baroda, then you can go to the bank and ask them for the loan for this course. Then they know that this employee will be ours in future, so they give you the loan amount for your course. Now, what is the duration of this course? When you enter in the university, there will be classroom session for 9 months, and there are trimester pattern as well. As I told you, there will be semester pattern basically, and after that there will be 3 months of internship in local area. Okay, so when you on this university, you will get the salary for the classroom session. You will get 2005 months around for 9 months, and when you enter for the internship, you will get 10,000 per month. After that, there is a service bond. When you go for the Manipal University, there is a service bond. Like if you have got selected for the Bank of Baroda, you cannot leave the job after selecting over there. There is a bond of 3 years, and if you want to leave the bank, then you have to pay back the full amount that they have spent it on the, like around 1 lakh. That's what they have amount. Like if you want to leave, you have to pay 1 lakhs. And also if you have taken loan from them, then you have to pay all the loan, and after that you can leave. So that is the one more thing. And the salary of the, like you can say, there is a section, just hold on. The PO post that they offer is the grade 1, that is the scale 1. And after, like if you have taken the loan from Bank of Baroda for this course, say around, that is 3.4 lakhs, say 4 lakhs, and you have successfully completed the course, you had joined the bank, you are giving them service. On the successful completion of 5 years, the loan amount that you have taken, that will paid back to you. That is the best part that I love about this, that they are giving you back whatever money they have, like 3 lakhs around, whatever you have loan taken, they will pay it back to you after completion of 5 years. And on the completion of 7 years, whatever the interest amount that you have paid, that will be paid back to you. So that's the best, like cashless scheme. At initial, you have to take the loan from the bank, you enter in the university, you've completed your course successfully, and you started your job. In 5 years, 7 years, your all amount will be reimbursed. So that's then the selection procedure. I told you, there is a online test, normal, like the in this section there is only one exams. Like if you have seen other, like IBPS PO and IBPS Clerk, there will be prelims and mains. But in this Bank of Baroda exams, like there is only one exams which is conducted, which include objectives that are like English, maths, and reasoning, computer, and plus descriptive is your essay writing and letter writing. Those are conducted at once. If you clear, if you have shortlisted from that exam, then you will be called for the personal interview. And if you clear the personal interview as well, then you will be shortlisted for the Manipal University admission. It is not like you go and tell that I need admission. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to go through, you have to go from the exams anyhow. Now, when it after this much struggle, you need to like study hard as well. So basically, as per my experience, what I experienced is that I have joined the class Time Institute. Many of have heard about that. Well, so I have joined Time Institute, and around 6 months, the whole syllabus was completed. And later on, I started practicing at my home, and I was studying. So I came to know like there are online many sources of studies, which are more better than going to the class. Like I say, Banker Adda is one of the best. I suggest everyone grade up, textbook, and Time Institute, of course. So out of this, I say Banker Adda is the best application and the best institute which we have, which I preferred most of the time, because the best part of them is they are always updated. The questions that they provide, or like whatever is happening, the similarity in this all four is they will give you notification of the coming banking exams, how to prepare, what are the strategies that you can use, and like they will provide you lots of questions for the practice. I preferred mostly Bankers Adda, because here they always like on daily basis upload the questions, like how many questions, like daily basis for any section, like say for maths, for the particular topic they will upload this, and practice them. So online nowadays, I believe, instead of buying the book, I prefer to study online only, because that's you will that where because online you will get the most updated data, because once you buy the book, that's done, that is done. Like once you finish that book, that is no use. But when it comes to online, you will keep updating yourself. They will keep updating to you as well, like what is happening, what is the vacancies, what are the level of competence that we have in the market. And also they analyze the exams, like their own students also gives the exam, so they analyze what kind of level of exams, like they're like how many questions are tough, so what we can expect, that what are the cutoff will be there. So Bankers Adda, mostly I suggest everyone to check. I will give these links to teachers and organizers, they will provide you. And the grade up app is also good, textbook is also good. Most preferable is Bankers Adda and grade up. You will get lot of information about the banking, how to prepare, each and every step they provide you. You just need to study a lot. Now, moving towards, as I told you, right, I have completed my course, like tuitions in Time Institute, but later on I realized after some time that I'm lacking somewhere, and I just searched for this Bankers at the website, and I found there are video courses they are offering. So I purchased English, for English only for at first, and I realized that the videos are quite good and a lot of helpful. So I purchased for maths and reasoning as well, and that was a lot helpful for me. And the duration that I have bought, that was for 1 year. So in that 1 year, I started practicing, watching their videos, and making own notes, like what is the formula, how can you solve this question in less time. These videos are a lot of helpful to you. And this is the latest I got, that this is one of their course they are offering. In this course they are offering videos which are plus 1000. Mock tests are basically when you go, it is the same as you go and give the exams. Like when you go to the exam starts, there will be timer that will auto cut the session. So as same as the mock tests are they have provided, mock test plays very important role, because you came to know like where I am. If I'm giving exam, where I am, like spending my more time in question, like that. Let me clear one thing, I'm not promoting any Banker Sadda or any product. I'm just giving my own experience, that I feel Banker Sadda is good. That's what I'm telling. So language is both English and your Hindi language, both are there. Ebooks they are providing, plus well, like ebooks are basically all the questions and answers for the practice, and the validity of this is 12 months. I suggest this if you want to buy, because this comes around 7,000. The amount looks high, but that is not high, that is worth. If you go to the class like Time or any other institutes, they will have the cost around 15,000 to 12,000. That is the range that I have seen for the classes, and that too, like validity of that as well, I guess 1 year only they kept. So instead of like purchasing or going to the class, if you have Wi-Fi at your home, like nowadays even mobile in even these videos can be played on mobile. I have studied 2 months on my mobile only when I was in village for 2 months. I studied via my mobile. So you can use this application. There is application there, so you can that application you can use. So you can there is a perfect you can say uh, explanation they have given for each topic, how you can solve the question, what kind of questions are will be coming in the exam. So it's a good test series they are providing. It's a good option if you want to buy. I suggest this one because in your home only you can study well. Moving towards salary of bankers, after struggling this much and like working hard, what you will get. So salary of the this is one of the like salary I have got this for clerk, by any clerk you can say SBI or IBPS. So clerk salary is around 20,000 at initial. After you grow, there are specific you can say fixed salary increments are given to them, and it keep increasing as as much as you gain experience over there, and depends upon your talent as well. They keep promoting you and they increase the salary. And what matters here most is the other benefits that we get from the banking when you work in a bank. That's the most important. So basically the salary is 20,000 you can consider. And for the PO post, we got basic salary as 40,000 around. This is the one of the SBI PO salary slip. I don't, I guess it's visible or not. I'm not sure. Okay, let me explain. So basic pay for SBI PO is 27,000. That's the basic pay. And after adding all the allowance, in hand you will get around 40,000 salary at initial. Okay, at starting only you will get, and after that fixed increments are there. So you will get those benefits as well later as you gain the experience. So today's pain is going to give pride in future. That's one of the best thought. So I have seen many of the candidates just get into the exam just because their parents are pressurizing, their friends are taken for that. So don't do like that. You know what is your interest, and if you really want to get into this, then you enter, but don't look back. Like just go ahead, you will get the success. It's not like you started preparation, as I earlier told. You fail many times. It's not easy job like working. You need to keep improving yourself. So as much as you improve, you will see yourself like where you are and you where now. So I got some of the success stories from the grade up applications. So where they have like I'm reading this. I'm Satish Kood. I would like to share my story from the beginning. When I started preparation IBPS PO, it was about passion, obsession, dream, destination, and showing the world what you are capable of. So he's a guy who has started the preparation in he's graduated in 2018 only, and a month of gap he started on banking exams. So as soon as he lived all the social media. Like you guys are aware how much we are addicted to the social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, every and since the lockdown, it's I guess it's increased more. You guys are in home and just doing that, sleep, just khana khao, so jao, mobile dekho. That's what is happening. I don't think anyone has started to learn something new or any new new skills try to develop. So we have to keep these things separate because social media is a huge you can say distraction for the today's youth, which is creating a lot of disturbance in their life. So you have to keep these things aside for a while, because once you have work hard for 1 year or 1 year, 1.5 year, but after that 1.5 year or 2 years ka struggle, you will be successful. Like you crack the exam, after that you will have full time that you whatever you can do. So he took the 4 months of coaching. After that he gave the exams SBI, IBPS, RRB, but he wasn't able to clear the exams. And in 2019, for the first time, he cleared SBI PO prelims. And after that, he keeps uh, clearing the mains, but he miss the exam by fraction of marks. Like the cutoffs, many times it happens that you lose the exam by just fraction of marks, like say 0.25 marks. So that disturbs a lot. But that's not the case. You shouldn't be giving up. So finally, after a long time, energy and hard work, he got the job. He cracked the exam for the LIC assistant. LIC assistant is also the exam conduct. Their pattern is also same as banks. So he cracked the LIC assistant exam, which is not a bad. It is a good option. And after that, he again cleared the IBPS PO as well, and he cracked the IBPS PO. So this is how you need to work hard. You shouldn't be like giving up. One of the story I got is from Nabamita Raut. She started working, like started exam in 2018. She gave her exam and she was not prepared very well, so she failed. So again she gave 2019 as well. She again started keep practicing and she gave exam in 2019. But again she on 2019 she was not able to crack. But in 2019 only, the IBPS clerk exam she gave and she cracked the exam. So now if you see exams I appeared from 2018, there are many exams that she has appeared. Like you can see SBI PO 2018 didn't clear prelims, Indian Bank PO also not able to clear, IBPS PO 2018 not able to clear, IBPS clerk also not able to clear, Canara Bank PO also not able to clear. And SBI PO 2019, she just missed the exam by 1.5 marks. That's if she could have got 2 marks, then she will be cleared. But she missed by 1.5 marks. And SBI clerk, she again missed by 3 marks. So these are the failures that you will see when you enter in this sector, but that shouldn't be the reason to get step your back. You should be keep moving and keep improving. Just need to think about like what went wrong, what is going wrong, and what I need to improve. So you will get the success in this sector. I'm telling again, it's not for those who want like एग्जाम दिया 2-3 बार and हो जाना चाहिए. No, it's not like that. You should keep focusing and it's all about the patience that you have. It's Now we have Shweta, who is from Tamil Nadu, who has cleared the IBPS Clerk 2019. Here she has exam appeared that are SBI PO clerk not able to clear. She appeared in the exam for the SBI 2017, 18 and 19. 3 years. You can see 3 years. From last 3 years she was giving the exams, still not able to like she didn't able to clear. So didn't step back. She kept going and she finally cleared the IBPS Clerk 2019. She gave IBPS RRB PO as well, and like IBPS RRB Clerk PO. Many exams she has given, and she finally cleared the IBPS Clerk 2019. So you can see how much patience she has. Like still 3 years of struggle, and she gets the exam clear. There are many candidates I have seen who clear their exams in 6 months, or you can say 1 year, or like her Shweta, she cleared in 3 years. So it is up to you how much you prepare, how much you are capable of, and like how you improve your strategy, you improve yourself as well. In the last line, she has mentioned that please do not give up. That's exactly right. And she, one thing I observe here, as you can see how many failures I went through, and I'm not ashamed of it. During this time, I went through a lot of, especially because of our so-called relatives. This is going to happen. Your relatives will start like अभी तो जॉब कर ले, छोड़ दे क्यों उसके पीछे पड़ा है, नहीं होगा तो उससे, like there will be a lot of negative people around you, but I never listened to them, and my parents were too of great support to me, and I now somehow made it with my perseverance. So this is how you need a lot of patience to clear the bank exams, and if you work hard, focus, you will be able to clear the exams. So, and one of the thing in banking sector is like there is a negative marking, guys. If you give one question wrong, your 0.25 marks will be deducted. This is called negative marking. If you give 4 questions wrong, you will lose 1 mark. This is like how they call negative marking. And so at the end, I will see if you are like many of us are not financially good, not in financial condition. So many of us like start into like there is a pressure from the home, like start working, there is a financial need. So I have seen lots of candidates as well who are working and they have cleared their exams. It's not कि मैं job कर रहा हूँ मुझसे नहीं होगा. No, it's not the case. It's your passion, it's your inner power that you want that, so you will work hard. Like many of students I have seen who are like working, they work 8 hours 9 hours in a day, and whatever time they got 2 hours or 3 hours they study in that time, and they have cleared their exams. So it's all about passion and that you needed for these exams. And about one more thing I would like to cover here is don't be hesitate to work in private sector or in sales department, because in sales, if you are getting chance in the private sector to enter that sector, and you will get other opportunity internally. As I told you, many of the banks first search for their candidate internally. They will promote internally, and after they will go for the exams. So if you are getting sales ka job, I know it might be difficult, but you shouldn't. If you are capable of doing that, then you can go ahead with that. Start working. If it is really not working for you, then you can leave the job. No one is pressurizing you from that. You have to many times you have to work as well as study as well. So in that scenario you can go ahead. If your family is supportive, then just focus on the exams and just leave other things like social media, friends, like just leave everything as just focus on the exams and study, work hard, so that will ultimately give the benefit to you. And like I said, in a bank, the basic hierarchy that we have is like, first you will be hired as a clerk. After that, you will be promoted to bank PO, and after bank PO, you give a service for say around 2 or 3 years. You will be promoted to assistant manager. After that, also some years on your experience, you will be promoted to branch manager. Branch manager is one who manages one particular branch, who is the head of the branch. So after that, it goes on to the chief manager. Chief manager is one who manages the big branch of that particular city. So that is the chief manager. You will get promoted. There is a no limit. You will just keep going. After that, you will get promoted to AGM, that is assistant general manager, who manages the whole region, one particular region. On AGM, there is a DGM, that is a deputy general manager, who handle several regions. Basically, he manages all the many of the regions, the responsibility of that. After that, you will get promoted to CGM, that is the chief general manager, who handles the state. And after that, there is that is the highest that we have. So this is how the hierarchy is. If you like the entry, what you need is entry in banking sector. Once you entered into that sector, you will automatically find the various ways and various door to for the more other further opportunities. That is what I say. And don't consider private sector as like नहीं हम लोग को government में जाना है. No, like not, because Aditya Puri, who is the HDFC MD, who has annual salary of 9.7 crore, who is the highest paid banker in our country, around 80 lakhs per month he has a salary, which is a lot. And he is in a private sector. So don't consider private sector as like no hum log ko nahi. That is also good sector. If you want, if you get the entry, go ahead for that. If you want to choose public sector, you can choose public sector as well. You just keep going. Yeah. So very much I have completed my PPT. Anyone has, we can start with question and answer section. If anyone has a question, please raise.
Thank you, Anil sir. Thank you so much for the clear explanation of so many aspects regarding banking exam, regarding the application which they must use for the studies. Now I request students to please ask the queries in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself one by one and ask the query from Anil. Put your questions in the chat box. So there is the first question from Saundarya. What is the meaning of PO?
PO.
Yes.
PO is a professional officer who professional officer is is something which is upper than, like, it is one kind of manager ka post who has a more upper, like more responsibilities as compared to the clerk. That is a upper post than the clerk one.
Okay. Participants, please post your questions in the chat box so that we can have a good question and answer round now. Or you can unmute yourself one by one and ask him directly.
Yeah.
Students, do not leave the meeting as we are going to post the feedback link from where you will get the certificate. So do not leave the meeting. We will be sharing the feedback link once our question and answer round is done. There
Okay,
is
one
one
more question.
question, how
Yeah,
yeah, how we can practice
how
for
we can
exam.
practice. Okay, it's a good question. How we can practice? Many of this, I'm not sure. Like all are TY or from like other students will be there SYFY. So in banking sector, the exams, like when it comes to math section, you will see basic things are needed, like say table. You have to be cleared with your tables, like up to 30. You have to by heart that table. That will help a lot. That and when it comes to cubes, you have to cubes by heart till minimum 15. And say square should be minimum, I say 30 and maximum 50, because these are the small things that you can, prepare, start preparing. You are in college, you cannot join classes now, that is fine for, but till that, till you cross your, complete your college, till that time you can prepare yourself from the basic things, because base is the one which is more important. The more you are clear with your base, the more you will be able to crack, I mean, you solve the problems uh, at as much as you can possible earlier. So you can see lots of videos are available on YouTube. You can check from that. Also you can say just go on the bankers adda app application or grade up application. There will be questions will be there, and they will give a strategy like how you can start with the session. And they have a detailed syllabus given, like in maths what are the sections, data interpretation is there, time and distance, average, like all the topics are given, so you can start one by one. So basic for maths, I will say start preparing with the basic calculations and improve your calculation as much as you can. For the regional logical reasoning, I will say it will be not easy to understand reasoning section by watching videos on YouTube. For that, you have to join classes or the online courses that you have. If you learn from them, because that is little bit tricky questions are there, so you need basic understanding. For maths, you can have basic from the like addition, subtraction, those are the basics you can learn from the YouTube as well. So for all the sections, I will say you should take coaching, or you can say you can join online classes as well. For the English section, I will say start reading the newspaper. I know it may feel boring for you in college days, but that's what needed in to improve the English section. We always ignore English subject. When I was also used to ignore English subject, but now I came to know how much importance is. I mean, grammar is important in nowadays. So don't be like that. Start improving your English subject by, Hindustan Times, I say, is a good newspaper which you can prefer. The language in which it is quite easy as compared to Times of India and other newspapers that I have seen observed. And also there is a new you can also have many applications available for the newses which gives a shorter view by analysis, that will give you overall like short view of the any news that is there, so you can read that as well. I suggest start making your notes right from now. At least it will take half an hour for you to, like just go through the news, and whatever news which is related to banking and finance, just write it down in short ways, so you can just prefer weekly, or just keep getting into, just get into this habitual things that will help you a lot in future. Because banking, in there is section in general knowledge, where they will ask the questions about the, like, what is happening in the economy. So English, what will happen if you read news is your English will be improved, your vocabulary will increase, your analysis part of, like if you are reading any news, you analyze it. So that will also increase, and you are getting good knowledge from that. So that is what I say for English and general knowledge. And for other, as I said, you have to take the coachings, so you will have the full clarity on that. Till you are in the college, you just refer the YouTube or the applications. I will give you the links. Those are will be helpful. Once you clear your exams, you are free from the exams, you can start coaching. So but you have to give startup right now. That is what I said. Next question.
Next question is, sir, in banking exam, does
Yes.
banking exam have negative
Negative
marking?
marking. Yes, yes. Banking exams have the negative marking because of the huge competition in the market. As I told you, if you give one incorrect question, incorrect answer, 0.25 marks will be deducted. If that means four wrong questions, for wrong answer, you will be lose 1 mark. This is the rule for every exam that you give. Either it is IBPS PO, SBI, NABARD, RRB, RBI, any exam. Negative marking will be there.
Okay, there is next question. If I am pursuing TY BAF or BCom, after TY BAF and BCom, how we should go for banking sector?
Okay. So after that, as soon as you clear the TY BAF, once you finish with your exams, you can join the classes or you can purchase them online. As I told you in PPT, I have shown that Bankers Adda. Their videos are really helpful, and what I say, why Bankers Adda, I'm more focusing on that because they are giving the examples, like they are updating their questions, the level of competency that now in the market, that kind of questions they are introducing on the website that we can practice. And like many of the same, they when you give mock test is basically you give the, as there is like exam will be started, they're like the same pattern as there is in real exam. The same you can give from home from their website. So once you give the exam, there will be a proper analysis, like on one question how much time you have spent, even that they are giving you. So these things are very important because if you spend, you cannot spend more than 1 minute on question. This is a rule of the banking. If you are giving exam, you're solving the question. If you already lose 50 seconds, then you shouldn't be solving that because that is going to take more time. You have other questions to move on. So you will come to know from that exam, that mock test they are offering, that how much time you have spent on question and how much time is required to, like normal timing average, you should be given this time for this equation, but you have given this. So you can have that analysis, and of course there is a solution is also given for all questions. And also they keep updating you for the coming exams, like whatever notification are released, you need to, there is no need to search for the all website, go to SBI or website for the SBI notification, for IBPS to IBPS. All together, all banking exam notification will be provided on the bankers of the application. And also there is a one more feature in that application is that I like a lot. If you have any doubts in any questions, like you are not getting it resolved or you have some doubts, you just take a pic and upload it in the application. As you upload in WhatsApp status, when you upload it, some other aspirants who are preparing for the exams, they will reply you, "Okay, that this is the solution for this question." So if you are stuck at somewhere, you can upload at there. If there will be other members who can reply, and even bankers at the team also replies to our questions. So that is the main benefit, I can say, the part we have. You, after graduation, go for coaching classes or buy online courses. It is up to you which one is you are comfortable on.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The next question which we have is, there is separate exam for every bank?
No, I said IBPS covers the public sector banks. SBI conducts their exam separately, and Bank of Baroda, and there are four banks which conducts. Just let me see where it is. RRB, RBI are also covered by IBPS only, and only the different we have are the IDBI. IDBI have their exams separated; they keep their exams separate, and Bank of Baroda, Syndicate Bank, and Canara Bank. These are also banks which have their exams separated. IBS is the main who covers all the public sector banks. That's what I say. For private sector,
Thank you so much.
the
Any more questions, participants?
when is okay, when is the IBPS and PO exams?
Okay.
For 2020, yet we have not, IBPS has not yet released the notification. They should, due to this, like, COVID-19 outbreak, they have postponed, and there is no clarity from them that when this will be going to happen. So we are just, for right now, strategy is wait and watch till they release their instruction, release their notifications.
Okay, there is one
Should
more
we?
question on you, sir. Should we check regularly exam schedule of banks?
Uh, if you are using applications like GradeUp and Bankers Adda, you will keep update. You will get notification on daily basis if there is any update. It's up to you. Like, you will get notification from those applications that this bank has released notification. These much vacancies are there, or you can
Okay,
check
okay.
your
Thank you so much.
You can check by yourself by official website of IBPS or SBI, any bank. It is difficult to check on each website. Instead of that, I suggest to use this application, which will give overall view of the exams, like what exams are coming, upcoming exams, and all.
Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay.
Okay, so we
Moving
have.
forward, yeah, we are done with the question answer round. Moving forward, thank you, Anil sir, for solving all the queries so patiently. We have shared a feedback link in the description. Please make sure that you are writing the correct email ID. If you want the certificates, please make sure the email ID is correct. I convey a heartfelt thanks to Mr. Anil Kasar for the wonderful explanation of various exams on banking. I'm very much sure all the participants have got their queries in line cleared as the explanation provided by Sir was simplified and suffice. I also thank college management, that is Sri Dombivali Mitra Mandal, our Vice Principal Ma'am Mrs. Madhuri Nandanwar, and our HOD Mrs. Kalpana Jadhav Ma'am, and entire BBI department for arranging such a fruitful online webinar even in these difficult times of pandemic. Thank you so much, all the participants. We appreciate you being here. To get the e-certificate, you need to fill the feedback form link, which is shared in the chat box. Please fill the feedback form. Also, now I request participants to share the webcam so that I can take the photograph for the record purpose of this webinar. Please share your webcam with us. Anil sir, you also please share the webcam.
Okay, I guess I'm not that much visible.
I request participants to share the webcam. Also, I request to fill the feedback form. We have shared the link. Anil, sir, you can see there is a Zoom like icon on your screen. From that, you have to share your camera.
Still, I'm not okay.
Yeah. सुषमा मैम आप भी करो. Okay. Anil sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not in the network area, I guess. Participants, meanwhile, you please fill the feedback form. Make sure that you're putting the right email ID to get the certificates. Participants who have already shared the webcam since like 10 to 12 seconds, you can stop it so that I can get the other participants to the graph. Feedback link, I'm repeating again, feedback link is shared in the chat box. Make sure that you fill the feedback form and then leave the meeting. Make sure that you're putting the correct email ID to get the right certificates. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anil sir, for being with us.
I am actually really thankful to you.
Thank you all the
The college gave me this
participants.
opportunity to.
Thank you so much. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.
Participants, once you are done with your feedback form, please leave the meeting.